Top 12 Craziest Things Celebs Did for Attention. If there's one constant in life, it's that celebrities will stop at nothing to get a blippity-blip of attention. Don't forget to watch today's video till the very end as we bring you the top 12 craziest things celebs did for attention. Number 12. Robbed off irrelevancy. In 2016, Kim Kardashian was robbed at gunpoint. 5 masked men supposedly tied her up in the bathroom of her Paris apartment and stole jewelry worth £7.8 million. Kim Kardashian often flaunts her jewelry and her wealth both on social media and on her TV show, Keeping Up with the Kardashians. So perhaps it is no surprise that she was eventually robbed. However, some claim that the robbery was just a PR stunt. They point out that the robbery happened at a very opportune moment, just as the next season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians was about to go live. The ratings for the TV show had been falling, so an exciting story was needed to get the bored viewers to tune into the show once again. Number 11. Fashionably poor. In 2016, Kanye West tweeted that he was $53 million in debt. He even asked the billionaire Mark Zuckerberg for $1 billion of investment, which Kanye said he would use to fund his projects. This revelation shocked his fans, who couldn't believe that their beloved rapper was in financial difficulty. But it turns out Kanye wasn't actually in debt. Kanye owns several businesses, his clothing line for example, and has invested in a few others. Kanye is said to be worth millions. And his supposed debt? Well, according to an insider, Kanye is a master in marketing and is doing everything he can to generate interest in his albums, title, and his clothing line. He will make millions and millions more from all this attention. Number 10. A rude interruption. We can't believe it's been 12 years since the infamous Kanye West VMA show controversy in 2009. We'll never forget Kanye's "I'ma let you finish" speech to Taylor Swift, who had just won Video of the Year. It was so bizarre that it just had to be staged, right? Well, judging by Taylor's reaction, she hadn't been clued in. It was talked about for months, and even if you're not a huge Swift fan, you've got to admit this stunt was just plain out mean. Swift had just received the award for Best Female Video, beating out favorites Beyoncé and Lady Gaga. As Swift thanked the crowd and her fans, West took to the stage and implied that Beyoncé should have won, saying she had one of the best videos. "Taylor, I'm really happy for you," West said after grabbing the microphone from a clearly stunned Swift. "I'll let you finish, but Beyoncé had one of the best videos of all time. One of the best videos of all time." Number 9. Coming out of the closet. Kudos to Frank Ocean for coming out of the closet and opening up about his sexual orientation. That takes a lot of courage, and we're sure he wanted to do it at the right point in his life. It just so happened that the right point of his life was so strategically arranged by God that it fell exactly 2 weeks short of his album release. He gained 500,000 Twitter followers and even pushed up his album. That's a win, right? This only makes the list because of how obvious the stunt was. Sigh. Number 8. A self-entitled customer. Remember when Abercrombie & Fitch tried to pay Mike Sorrentino, Jersey Shore's situation, to stop wearing clothes from their store? They thought and well claimed that he would ruin their image. Well, Mike sued the A&F franchise for $4 million, accusing them of trademark infringement, unfair competition, and false description. He even went to the extent of claiming to be entitled to a share of A&F's profits for distancing himself. What we still don't understand is why A&F had a problem with him wearing their clothes in the first place. We mean, they sold graphic tees that used his trademark phrases GTL, and they even had the Fituation tee. All in all, the whole thing was just a big ol' mess, but it did get the situation and Abercrombie's name in the tabloids and drew in quite a lot of attention. Fishy? We say yes. Number 7. A Twitter meltdown. Remember when Charlie Sheen was all anyone could talk about? He had this very magnanimous and very public meltdown on Twitter, and everyone just grabbed their popcorn, sat back, and enjoyed the show. Well, at least we did. It was definitely entertaining and actually very believable at first, but as it later turned out, it was all fake. The meltdown was due to some issues in 2.5 Men, and he made sure we were all made privy to it. The show was heavily promoted, and he even got himself an additional new show, Anger Management. We ask, was it worth looking so crazy though? Number 6. The infamous sex tape. Just a mere week prior to when her reality show, The Simple Life, was set to debut, Paris's sex tape mysteriously leaked. Within days, the entire world went from barely knowing who she was to obsessing over her. Remember, this was in 2003. Rumors had already been circulating about this tape's existence, and Paris declared to the press that there was no such thing anywhere. Then, weeks later, when it did leak, Paris filed a lawsuit against Solomon, the man in the video, and thus verified authenticity and drew even more attention to the video, keeping herself well in the headlines. The premiere of her show drew in 13 million viewers. Nice numbers, bad stunt. Number 5. A Fakeationship. Remember the fan-favorite couple, Jemmy, a cute nickname given by fans who shipped them to Demi Lovato and Joe Jonas? Well, looks like it was all a big fat stunt that Demi wasn't even in on. Joe Jonas was supposedly approached by Disney publicists and asked to date Demi as a way to bring in ratings for an upcoming movie of theirs at the time, Camp Rock 2. Joe and his father ended up telling Demi about the fake relationship, and it all went downhill from there. Shortly after, Demi checked into rehab to seek medical treatment for emotional and physical issues she has dealt with for some time. I feel for Demi on this one because we all know how broken she was at the time, making this one of the ones on top of our worst celebrity publicity stunts list meter. Number 4. A Meaty Headliner. We'll admit, Lady Gaga truly knows how to make headlines. Just when we thought we had seen it all, Gaga showed up to the VMAs wearing raw meat. Yes, you heard that correctly, raw meat. We're talking dress, headpiece, and shoes. Sure, this was years ago, but it still makes the list for worst celebrity publicity stunts because who'll ever get over that? Definitely not us. P.S. We're not in any way, shape, or form denying her talent. If raw meat boosts your sales, go all carnivore. Number 3. A Strategic Marriage. We know, Kim Kardashian has forever denied this being an outrageous publicity stunt, but come on, how could it not be? Even Chris Humphries confessed he was left feeling used and totally blindsided. If you look at the timing of it all, the marriage was, from start to finish, strategically planned. They planned the wedding insanely quick so it could occur during the NBA's offseason and sold their wedding to People magazine, who were the #1 and highest bidders. Maybe it's just because we're a sucker for happy endings, but this quick over-and-done marriage sure does sound like a big old publicity stunt. Number 2. Some pre-cooked beef. Kanye's more recent feud with TV host Jimmy Kimmel wasn't his first. Just a few years back, Kanye West and fellow rapper 50 Cent battled it out for who could sell more copies of their records which were being released on the same day. 50 Cent had even vowed to retire from music altogether if West's Graduation outsold his album Curtis, which it obviously did, and by more than 250,000 copies if we may add. West then blurted out to GQ magazine that all of it was a completely pre-planned publicity stunt. There was no personal beef between the two, it was all made up to boost sales. Genius or no? One thing's for sure, there's never a dull moment in Hollywood. It seems like every little thing is planned out to a T. Publicity stunts do give them what they want though, so maybe we can't blame them. Would you be able to live that life? A heavy conscience perhaps? Number 1. Putting a ring on it. In 2013, DJ Khaled proposed to Nicki Minaj on MTV. Nicki then proceeded to wear the diamond engagement ring. However, many were skeptical whether the engagement was real, and it turned out they were right to have doubts. In fact, shortly after the supposed engagement, Nicki came clean saying that she never thought the proposal was real, even though she was shocked like the rest of the world during the proposal. But at the same time, Nicki was supposedly cracking up laughing with the rest of the world because Khaled is a master at what he does. Nicki revealed that the engagement was just a PR stunt to promote the song the pair was working on, I Wanna Be With You. With that, we come to the end of today's video. Join in next time for more of such interesting content.